Welcome back to EMS 1 News Insider Analysis. Ed Bauter and Dan Schwester from the Overrun here. Today we have a story that's coming out of Delaware, where now the entire state of Delaware is using whole blood. Danny, what do we think about this?
I love it. I think it's great. It's definitely going to save lives. Interesting that it's Delaware, and, there's a lot of things that go right for this, for Delaware to be able to enact this. For those of you that don't know the system, Delaware is a smaller state, only 3 counties. Each county has its own EMS department that is tiered ALS. The town, the local municipalities do their own BLS service, and their medics come in and distribute the blood or do it from there. So they've got a real good system set up where they can have good quality control and not a lot of, red tape or administrative things, because you're not dealing with a ton of different places. There's about 6 trauma centers in the state. The 2 big ones are Christiana and Nemours, which is their PEDS level 1. Both of them are level 1s. And then they have about 5 or 6 others scattered around the state. But it's it looks like a good system, and it looks like it works really well for Delaware.
Yeah, and the last adopters to this were the aviation units in Delaware. So, and again, Delaware is a small sample, right? 3 counties, but you had every county that was involved in this. This is a great example of having those champions to build this program, right? To get all these people to have the buy-in. And then they also showed, this actually makes a difference. This changes lives. So yeah. I'm impressed in actually having in the systematic involvement, right? Where this is what could be argued as, 4 with the aviation component, completely separate entities that got together and you know what, this is going to improve outcomes. This is going to fix people. We should do this. And I think it speaks to just making the decision to do a thing, right? We decided that we were going to put whole blood on all of our units. Now all of the patients have the opportunity to get whole blood, and we figured out the logistics. We figured out the price points, but we wanted to make it happen, and we did.
Yeah. It was a great job here by all the stakeholders. And let's be honest, when you're doing a whole blood program or spinning up something like this, there's a lot of people you have to bring to the table that you wouldn't even expect. You have to get the blood bank. You have to get the hospitals. You have to get the EMS agencies. You have to get the aviation sections, depending on who they are. There's so many people.
All of those boards to approve everything. You have to get everyone
and everybody to agree on the same thing. So kudos to the state of Delaware for pulling this off. Hopefully they'll write about it more and we'll learn more about it, because it might be a blueprint for other places.
No, I think that's absolutely right. I think that when you're trying to get independent organizations to work toward a common goal, it ends up being like herding cats, right? Where you might have 3 people that agree, but there's 4 that are on a different side. So the most important thing, aside from patient outcomes and whole blood being put out, which, the jury's out on whole blood. It works. We should use it. It improves outcomes. We already know that. The work of getting everyone together and deciding that, all right, this is the system that we want to have, right? Where, all right, we're currently at X, we want to be at Y. How do we get there? And you have to have all these people working collaboratively. And I think that's really the biggest thing, where in EMS, we tend to maintain our own little fiefdoms, right? Where we do it this way and the other shop does it this way. Where in this setting, you have Delaware deciding that we're going to get together for the betterment of our patients, and we're going to try and do this new program. And it took about a year and a half per this article, since 2023. November 24th was when everyone was at 100%. So it took a year and a half for it to actually all come together. But now there's a reality that exists, that if you're in the state of Delaware and you have a traumatic injury, Delaware might be one of the best places you could possibly be to have that type of injury. And that's something that I think that we should all, work and strive for. This is a great effort. This is great work by everyone in Delaware, really getting everything together. Let us know what you guys think. If you're an EMT or a paramedic down in Delaware who's experienced this, we'd love to hear it. Check out all of our stuff on YouTube and more of our stories on EMS 1. From the Overrun, Ed Bauter and Dan Schwester, this is EMS 1 News and Insider Analysis, and we'll talk to you next time.